My name is Fiona Cormican and I live in the beautiful Slieve Blue Mountains. I live in quite a remote area. We're the last house on the electricity line. It is a beautiful, beautiful place to live. Having fibre broadband has made a significant difference to me being able to work from home initially and then being able to take that step and giving up a permanent job and starting out on my own. So I now work as a consultant, Fiona Cormican Consulting, working between social housing providers and developers to deliver as much social housing as we possibly can. And an awful lot of that work I can do online, talking to people, looking at sites, even down to snagging houses you can do online. So it has saved me a huge amount of travelling. About 20 hours a week on travel, easily. So that 20 hours a week goes into more work, unfortunately, but it also goes into more time with my dogs, more time for my garden, but more importantly, more time for my health. As you get older, living in a place like this, while it's really beautiful, will be a challenge. So I imagine you'll be able to get a lot more support and help from GPs, even getting shopping delivered and so on. I still can't get a takeaway delivered out here, but I'm sure in time we may do. And also, if you think about it, we're now moving towards drones, so there'll be a lot more drone usage. So again, travel between the internet and travel and being able to order things online, it should, I imagine, make our lives a bit more easy living in an area like this. Before we got the fibre here, the local community centre got it down the road. If I had a really important meeting, I would pop down to the community centre because I knew I could rely on the broadband down there. Now I can have it from my own home. I was constantly changing providers because they'd be great for the first few weeks or even a few months, and then as more people started using the service in the area, it would get really bad. So you'd have a window between maybe 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock where you could have reasonable service, but once 2 o'clock came and people came home from school and work or whatever, that was it. It was gone again, and you could not have an important meeting at 5 o'clock in the evening, which meant working with people from other countries and overseas and other time zones was very, very difficult. I've had every satellite dish company, I've had every mobile provider. Some were better than others. Even when we had got the fibre broadband, I was doing speed checks about 5 or 6 times a day. Before I had a really important meeting, I'd do a speed check to check, and it was always there. It was always consistent and it was always on. So I've stopped doing the speed checks before every meeting. Having a solid connection and not having to deal with that stress of, oh, I'm really sorry, I have to turn off my camera. No, I can't share my screen with you. Oh, I'm dropping calls. But also, we find it very difficult to get good telephone connection here as well. So you were relying on Wi-Fi calling. I used to stand out in the rain out of the gate to make phone calls. Now I've got Wi-Fi calling as well in the house, so I don't need to worry about the service. So it does change your life, that certainty and having that security that you're always connected, always on, and can do whatever you have to do, be it personal or work. It makes a huge difference.